Hello YouTube, me2 back with a reproduction update video, and I haven't done one of these in quite a while, nor have I done one in front of the camera. Last time around, which I think was Sonic Drift maybe, I said I was going to take a bit of a break, and well, I have, but one of my friends on the Sega Ape forums asked me about doing a reproduction, and this was way back in around Christmas time. So yeah, it's been a while in the works, and he said, well, if you wouldn't mind, would you be able to do me a reproduction of a certain game? And he'd helped me out before, so naturally I wanted to help out, and was certain that I completely forgot to mention who it was. It was Tears of Opa-Opa. And as I said, he'd helped me out before. One of my package and pickles video, I think it was one of my earliest ones, number 9 maybe. It was Sonic 3 toys, and he sent over like this Sega arcade kind of coins as well in them. So he's helped me out before with a few things, and he's a good guy in the forums, so naturally I wanted to help him out where I could. But the particular game in question wasn't on my list, and I hadn't actually planned to do it at all. So I thought about it and said, well, sure, look, yes, I can help, but it'll be a little while. And it has been. Because I just don't get the time really to do reproductions that much anymore. But I have gotten around to making it now, and well, it was an evolving process. As I generally make reproductions, and I have them here, the kind of series so far, shall we say, they all take this kind of late release form. There's Superboy 4 as an example up front, and it has the this is what the kind of later Master System games all look like. You had the square kind of picture art there, the logo or game logo, the Sega Master System, the triangle with the genre, and then you had the back with the 4 screenshots, the blurb of text and so on, similar spine with a nice little image in it and the logo. Very colourful, very eye-catching in my opinion. This is my favourite Master System artwork, this type. So I did them all in this form. This is my earliest Sonic Triple Trouble. And of course then the other 2 Sonic games. Anyone who's seen my previous videos in this series will have seen these in more detail, so I won't go into them. But naturally, my first mission for this new title was to do it in that form. But that's my own preference. And the title in question was, well, had no real name I suppose, but Tears of Opa-Opa called it Black Belt 2, and I called it Fist of the North Star, because it's what he wanted was, he asked me, could you make a reproduction with the Japanese version of Black Belt, basically in a Western cartridge. And the Japanese version is, from what I understand, a fair bit different to the Western release, because it was originally licensed as part of the Fist of the North Star series. Now actually, when that game came out over here, that license really had no meaning, so they rebranded it and called it Black Belt. Some of the content got cut and so on and so forth. So he said, well, can I put the real version, so to speak, onto a cart and just call it Black Belt 2? Now, I very quickly, I normally do show kind of a prototype work, and I did throw a prototype together of my own imagination where I would have gone in this artwork, and I can show you, but I totally ballsed up the printout so it looks like a mess. If you can make out what this is, it would be kind of the late release artwork, but I printed the image twice, both landscape and portrait. So you had the front page where you had the main character Ken with the Fist of the North Star style logo, and then the 4 screenshots and some blurb and whatnot. Yeah, as I said, it's not very clear, but it gives an indication where I was going with it. Now my printer was also is out of ink as of now, so hence why the colours are absolutely awful, but it was going to be quite red. The front image was actually fine. I wasn't so sure about the logo. I was having great difficulty with the logo. So I showed this to Tears of Opa-Opa, and I mean, he was pleased obviously that I could make the cartridge for him. And he didn't mind waiting, and he must have the patience of a saint because it's taken months. But he said, well, to be honest, that's not really what I was thinking of in terms of artwork. What I was interested in would have been more like the re-release artwork for Black Belt in America. And that artwork had much more of the older Master System style, sparser. It was literally just a foot, foot kicking, with Black Belt 2 plain text type of thing, Black Belt 1 plain text, and a few screenshots of the back-to-back was getting a little more like the later releases. It was basically an in-between release, but it was still that, more, simple style. And for me, that actually posed a bit more of a challenge. Because of course, after doing all of these games, I have a template for doing, the later release artwork. Hence why I was able to, put one together for this. So I had to kind of go back to the drawing board. Now, I don't have a template, so what Tears of Opa-Opa suggested was, well, if you could basically just edit the existing one. I said, okay, let's try that. Now, I have it done and ready, and for the eagle-eyed viewers, it's actually been in the last few videos, because it has been sitting back here. And it is Black Belt 2. And so what I did was basically take a scan and edit out, certain content, so I made it Black Belt 2 instead of Black Belt. And instead of having the foot kicking, I was asked, could I change that to a fist punching instead of a foot kicking? And I thought about it and said, yes, that seems manageable. And a little trick that I did there was to the fist is actually the fist from My Hero, and I've edited the punch to make it to fit in with this particular box art instead of the other one, and to be proportionally correct and to match the kind of explosion, as it were. But also, I suppose that makes it, really you would think it. Now it really is, fist or what is that game? The Exploding Fist title. I don't know. So. Then I left the back pretty much the same, but changed it to be screenshots based on the Japanese game instead of the American one, and then just the spine is Black Belt 2. Again, it's all kept towards the more kind of, should we say, early simple style. Of course, I'm not sure if I'm getting this on camera, so it's fairly in keeping with the earlier artwork style, which is what Chris had wanted. So. In keeping with that too, then I just kept the label to be plain text, simple type of label. Normally I would have done match the kind of game logo, but I suppose it is because the game logo is just textual. So anyway, that's my next reproduction. Or well, it's not even for me because I'm not going to keep this at all. This is Chris's copy. So yeah, it's as I said, it's not in the Sega Catalogue, and it wasn't one that I was planning to do at all. But sometimes, plans, the best laid plans don't come out. And when Chris asked for some help, I'm more than willing to help him out. But of course, had to wait. So it's finally done. Just have to get it posted off now and whatnot, and shipped off to the US of A. So technically, that does make what, the fifth reproduction. But yeah, if you line them up, you do kind of see a sort of a difference. This finds definitely more in the old vein. So there we go, another reproduction update. Heaven forbid, number 4 out of the way. Probably more than 4 months since the last one. I do have another reproduction. Well, there's kind of 2 more on the way or in the works or whatever. One of them has another story attached to it, so I'll save that for another day. And the other one is in the works, as I was saying. I'm hoping to get that done in the next few weeks, maybe, depending on how the finer details go. Gotta get some box text and images and whatnot. But anyway, enough rambling about reproductions and blah blah blah. Thanks as always for watching. If you like what you see, rate, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'm sure I'll be back with another video soon. Bye for now.